Welcome back, Year 11. As you know, your exams are fast approaching, so I'm going to do 4 short videos, one for each of the GCSE English exams that you're about to sit. The aim of the videos is to talk you through the steps to success for each question and also the timing for each exam question. If you use the videos and you memorise the steps, you'll be as prepared as you possibly can be for the exams, and also you'll do as well as you possibly can do. Your first English GCSE exam is GCSE English Literature Paper 1. That is the Shakespeare, thus Macbeth question, and your 19th century text, thus your Sign of the Four question. The date this will be sat on is the 22nd of May 2018. It will be a morning exam like all your English exams, and the time allowed is 1 hour and 45 minutes. If you're a student entitled to extra time, then you'll have just over 2 hours for this exam. As there are only 2 questions worth an equal amount of marks each, then if you have 1 hour 45 minutes for the exam, that is 50 minutes per question. And if you're a student with extra time, that is 1 hour per question. Now, when you get into the exam, the first thing to do is to find the question that you will be answering. We are studying Macbeth. Other schools might have done other Shakespeare plays, for example Romeo and Juliet, Much Ado About Nothing, but we answer the Macbeth question. You turn to the extract in the exam booklet. Always begin by reading the information at the top. This situates where the extract comes for you, and this is here to help you. This question says, read the following extract from Act 1, Scene 5 of Macbeth, and then answer the question that follows. At this point in the play, Lady Macbeth is speaking. She has just read Macbeth's letter telling her about meeting the 3 witches. As always, underline or highlight any information that you think is going to be useful for answering the question. The second step is to read the question. Starting with this speech, explore how Shakespeare presents ambition in Macbeth. Write about how Shakespeare presents ambition in the extract. Write about how Shakespeare presents ambition in the play as a whole. Now, even though it's just Lady Macbeth speaking in the extract, this question is about ambition in the whole of the play. I highlight my keyword. I also like to always highlight how, because this reminds me to focus on Shakespeare's methods, which are where we get our AO2 marks. Don't forget you're talking about ambition in this speech, so ambition in the extract, and then ambition in the rest of the play as a whole, to show that you know the whole text. Don't forget you're looking for about 60-40 as a ratio. So 60% of your quotes, 60% of your AO1 and AO2 marks are going to come from the extract on the page, and then 40% is you linking out to elsewhere at the play when ambition is shown. As you know, it's worth 30 marks, and there are 4 marks for your spelling, grammar and vocabulary. The third step is to read and annotate the extract. I'm not going to do this for you because we practiced this so much in class, but that means reading every single line at least twice so that you're understanding the extract and you are also picking out your key quotes. For example, hear thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear. You can annotate this to show her ambition, her power, her plan, and there are interesting language points as well. You might also choose this. Interesting metaphors and symbols of kingship and queenship that can link very nicely to the question. You're going to choose at least 5 quotes and make sure you annotate them as well. Step 4 is a paragraph plan. Now I'm going to do mine down here, but on the day you might want to do it on this side of the paper, or you might want to do it on a separate piece of paper, or you might want to do it in your question book. It doesn't matter where you plan, so long as you plan. You're going to plan out your thesis statement, your 1-sentence answer to the question, And then you're going to plan out your 3, maybe 4 ideas to answer this question. I would rather go with 3 well thought out, well developed paragraphs rather than trying to squeeze in 4 in the time you're given. I'd always make a note as well that our paragraphs follow the oh so familiar square qual format, making sure that you're using quotes, making sure that you're analysing your quotes, and making sure that you're making your links to context. I'd also always make a note that at the end you're writing about Shakespeare's message, what he's saying about ambition in the play, why he wrote his play in the first place. Now, once you've got your plan, you're going to need to start answering the question. So once you've got at least 5 quotes analysed in your extract and at least 3 paragraphs planned for your answer, then you are ready to write up your response. This should have taken you approximately 10 minutes, meaning that most of you will have 40 minutes left to write up your response. If you have extra time, that's 50 minutes left to write up your response. Once you've finished, it's worth giving it a quick proofread, trying to maximise your chances of getting all 4 out of 4 of your AO4 marks. Then, after 50 minutes in the exam or after an hour, you've got to be really strict with yourself and move on to your second question. Again, you're going to need the front page of the booklet to find the text that we've studied. Okay, it's the last one, it's a sign of the 4. And you turn to page 16 for that question. Hopefully quicker than this in the exam. The steps are exactly the same. So you begin by reading the information at the top. This helps you situate the extract. Don't forget it's there to help you, so you must read it. In this extract, Holmes is investigating the death of Bartholomew Sholto at Pondicherry Lodge. Step 2 becomes to read the question. So starting with this extract, explore how Conan Doyle presents Holmes as an interesting and unusual investigator. Again, you're highlighting your keywords. I like how. And we're looking at the character of Holmes, and we are looking at to what extent he is an interesting and unusual investigator. Just like with Macbeth, you're looking at how he presented as that way in the extract, and then you're linking out to the novel as a whole. Again, 60% on the extract, it's there to help you, please use it, and 40% on the rest of the text as a whole. Step 3 becomes to read your extract at least twice, and as you're reading it, you are picking out the really weighty quotes like we practice in class all of the time. So here we've got Holmes, got his beady eyes gleaming, that's a nice image there. We've got like those of a bird, so comparison there, simile to a bird. We've got that he's swift, he's silent, and then other adjectives for his movement, like a trained bloodhound, so got adjectives, more similes. And you'll go through and pick out the 5 quotes that you're going to use in your answer. The 4th step is again a paragraph plan, so you're looking for, always start with your theses, then you're looking for 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 paragraph points, and then you end with Conan Doyle's message. For this question, it would be good to talk about how Holmes has stood the test of time, why he's still a popular character detective today. This is also worth 30 marks, so once you've planned your answer, so that 10 minutes planning, you've got 40 minutes to write up your answer. Once you're finished, give yourself a big pat on the back, and it will get sent off for external examination. Don't forget that as you're writing, you're looking at using your qual or qual paragraphs. For your analysis, you're considering your subject terminology, imagery, lexical groups, symbols, dialogue, setting, punctuation, structure. This includes foreshadowing and escalation. And you must include context in your essays as well. That's your AO3 marks. There are keywords for Macbeth. You should have these on your posters at home. And there are keywords for the Sign of the Four. Make sure that you know the steps, you know all the key terms, and you know the text so well, we've studied them in class, and you'll be absolutely fine on the 22nd of May. Goodbye.